I broke my Switch OLED. Well, I didn't break it, it broke, but according to Nintendo, I might as well have. Hello world and all who inhabit it, it is I, the Great Saiyaran, and I have a huge problem. See, my Switch OLED started giving me this error code every time I try to connect it to Wi-Fi. It gave instructions to restart the console, but after trying that 100 times, it just did not work. Eventually, I did decide to call Nintendo, which was pretty nerve-wracking because I had never called them for anything. I really didn't know what to expect. See, my Switch can still connect to the internet via Ethernet through the dock, but I mostly play handheld. I mean, there's a beautiful OLED screen of this thing. I want to play handheld. Plus, the SWOLED came out less than a year ago, so it's still under warranty. Having a major issue like this just a couple months after launch was not a good sign. Anyway, I called Nintendo and it was surprisingly an easy call. There were low wait times and my support agent was amazing. Shout out to Chris. He emailed me a UPS slip and told me to box up my Switch and I should be good to go. And then he told me it would take 2 to 3 weeks to get my Switch back, and that's if I got my Switch back. See, if the repairs on your current device are just too much for them to deal with, they'll end up just sending you a brand new device. That worries me because I have a lot of saved data on my Switch. If you can't already tell, I love the Switch. It's probably my favorite console of all time, let alone my favorite Nintendo console, with the GameCube being a really close second. There are a lot of games coming out over the next couple weeks, so to not have my Switch for 2 to 3 weeks would be torture. Good thing I have my OG Switch. When changing over from one Switch to another, you may have a lot of data on your micro SD card. Nintendo in their infinite wisdom have decided that this is not hot swappable, and there's this long, excruciating process you have to go through every time if you want to move saved data from one Switch to another. There's a YouTube short on my channel that you can watch that goes over this process more detailed, but basically you have to move the information from your SD card to your PC, put the SD card in your new Switch, format it, take that micro SD card out, move everything from your PC back to that micro SD card, and then put the SD card back into your Switch and hope that everything works. It's not a long process as much as it is excruciatingly boring. Like I said, I do have that YouTube short on my channel that you can watch for reference every time you have to do this, which hopefully isn't a lot. So with that being done, we're going to ship off the body of this OLED Switch and hopefully I get this Switch back. There's really no way of knowing if I'm going to get this Switch back or not, but I guess we'll find out in 2 to 3 weeks. I'll see you then.
2 weeks later.
Hi, this is Saya in post. You're about to hear some really bad audio quality because the quality that you're hearing is actually from my camera because my microphone went out and I really didn't notice. So yeah, my bad. That isn't indicative of the quality of the content of this channel, but it is indicative of my laziness because I'm not re-recording these genuine reactions and how I genuinely feel about this process. So please enjoy and try not to judge me. I try to clean up just a little bit, but it doesn't sound good. So yeah, enjoy. So we're back and I actually got this box in today from Nintendo. So I'm hoping it's my same Switch. They said they would let me know if they sent me a different Switch, and everything that I had just said that they deregistered this Switch under my name for some reason. So maybe it's the same Switch, but I don't know. What I'm hoping, because I had this issue after I recorded that video, I couldn't move save data from my Switch to the other Switch, even though it was connected via Ethernet. They had to both be on Wi-Fi, and that was the issue I was having with my OLED. So I actually couldn't move over any of my Pokemon saves, and I was really nervous about losing those because I love Pokemon. So I bought the boxes, or the higher tier of the boxes, and I moved all the Pokemon I cared about into those boxes, but I would still not have the save data from Arceus, BDSP, Sword and Shield, Let's Go. I wouldn't have any of that save data. So I'm hoping this is my exact same OLED, but we'll see. So they actually packaged this really nice. This is a really nice container. And then there's a lot of foam peanuts in here, and I'm probably gonna use this for something else I'm gonna eventually ship off or send to someone. So I'm actually gonna keep this box because this is actually a pretty good box. So best case scenario is that this is my exact Switch and I can just take this SD card and put it into this Switch, and then all my games and things will just be there. But I really don't know if this is my Switch or not, so I have to cut it on and see if it's under my profile or anything. But like I said, it was deregistered from me, so I don't know if it's exactly mine, but we'll see. So I'm inspecting the Switch now and I see a little gunk on there, but I think that's from them taking off the screen. I don't know if they used the apparatus or what, but I think they left some gunk and goo from that. I don't think that's actually a scratch because it's coming right off. This looks like my serial number. I don't have my serial number memorized, but I think that's what it is because of what it started with and what it had in there, but moment of truth. So it's cutting on, Joy-Cons are paired. Yes, this is my Switch. Awesome. So this is my exact Switch. I got my Switch Switch back. So all I have to do is put in my SD card, and then all of my save data and everything will be restored. Really, all of your save data is stored locally on the Switch, and all of your game, meaning the actual big download you do initially, that's stored on the SD card. I understand why Nintendo does this, but it's also kind of annoying because I would rather have my saves on my SD card, but I understand that the SD card may go bad before the actual Switch goes bad. I do have cloud saves, so I wasn't really worried about any saves. I was only worried about my Pokemon saves because they don't support cloud save for some reason. So right now I do see that the Wi-Fi is working, so I'm gonna cut it off so I can put my SD card back in there. You actually never want to take an SD card out or put it in while this device is on, because that could ruin the SD card and delete all your saves. So I cut it back on, and it says there's a system update required for me to use my SD card, and I'm super nervous what that's gonna do. I don't remember there being a system update in the time that I shipped this off and the time I'm getting it back, but I mean, whatever. And just like that, I'm back in business. All of my saves are on here. Mario Kart, Pokemon, Mario, Rabbids, everything's on here from my SD card that I already downloaded. So I'm pretty happy with this process. All in all, that was a pretty simple process. I really expected Nintendo to Nintendo that up, but the process was simple. I know everyone doesn't have two Switches, so not having your Switch for a couple weeks while it gets repaired isn't really the best experience for everybody, but for me personally, it wasn't that bad because I have two Switches, and I know everyone's not in that situation. But if you do have to get your Switch repaired and it's under warranty, or you don't mind paying the Nintendo fee, then go ahead and do it, because like I said, it was pretty painless and pretty simple. My Switch is back, it's functioning, and I can play it how I want to play it, which is in handheld mode, because this screen is gorgeous. I do have a review of a game I'm working on, but I was specifically waiting until this Switch got back to me because I wanted to see how this game looked on my OLED. So go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss that video. While this is a relatively positive story for Nintendo, let me know if you've had some bad experiences down in the comments below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.